It's time to play the podcast. Doo-doo!
Hey everyone, welcome back to Wrestling Defenders, presented by Bpoint5 Gaming with your hosts. It's me, Alex Lopez, and with me always is my buddy Grant Levron. And due to sheer laziness, we haven't been doing Wrestling Defenders for a few months.
I mean, I feel like our attitude at this point with our laziness was pretty much about the same as WWE's attitude for these past few pay-per-views.
Yeah,
we're like, we don't have to change anything. We're fine.
And we're doing school shit, right? So,
exactly. We are students, damn it, which is still more productivity than what WrestleMania had.
Yeah, okay, so since we've been missing it, doing Wrestling Defenders for a while, we're going to do like a kind of like a mega episode of it. We're going to do 3 events today. We're going to do NXT Takeover Dallas. We're going to do WWE WrestleMania 32, or just WrestleMania as they want to call it from now on, and WWE Payback. So I guess we can start with NXT. You didn't see NXT.
I was filled in with a lot of the storylines, and I did watch a few highlights from the matches. And I have to say, Shinsuke Nakamura, welcome to NXT.
Dude, it took him 0 seconds for him to become my immediate favorite. Holy shit.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm going to say right now, that match with him and Zayn, easily one of the top 10 matches of not only NXT history, but of all damn time.
Yeah, that match was pretty fucking, if I can use a millennial term, it was lit. So let's just run down the card. I don't think the American Alphas versus the Revival match is getting enough love. That match was fucking phenomenal.
You know what? I'm loving the American Alphas right now. They are easily one of my new favorite tag teams, since sadly Enzo and Cass are now on the main roster.
Yeah. Dude, the Revival is such a fucking great heel tag team.
Yeah, they seriously are. Like, I legit hate Dash and Dawson. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I'd revert back to my old 5-year-old self and want to punch them square in the face if I ever saw them in the damn airport.
Are you're just hating heels? And that match was really awesome, and then followed by Austin Aries' NXT wrestling debut against Baron Corbin. He won, obviously, no surprise there.
Of course, yeah, because it's Austin Aries.
Yeah, it was a solid match. I like Baron Corbin.
But I have a quick question. When the hell did NXT basically become the TNA All-Star roster? Because we have Austin Aries, Aaron Young, Samoa Joe, God, who else?
And that is it.
And that is it.
It's basically a lot of people are coming back. Bobby Roode was at the event.
Yeah, and Bobby Roode's scheduled to premiere. That's insane, and plus it's a little awkward because I heard Beer Money are holding the tag titles in TNA.
Yeah, so last time I heard.
That must be a little awkward. They must have a stand-in for the tapings. Like, nah, he's totally Bobby Roode.
Yeah, like fake Diesel and fake Razor Ramon from fucking WWF in 1995.
I can imagine the replacement can't even ride that little beer cooler scooter that they used to have back in the day. Whenever they go out down to the ring, that they
call him Alcohol Cash.
Alcohol Cash.
And then followed by Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn, 5-star classic. I fucking that crowd was an easy crowd.
Yes,
it was very much the WrestleMania crowd. Mm-hmm. So it was everyone was loud. They were chanting. It was really exciting. 5-star match. I loved it.
Also, just to interrupt you there, I haven't seen a face versus face match that good in God knows how long. Probably since Cena versus Bryan at SummerSlam, like what, 2 years ago?
That was 2013, so about almost 3 years ago.
Yeah, almost 3 years ago. I've not seen that good of a face versus face match in God knows how long.
Yeah, I'm trying to be super critical about this, but it's just, what can you say? It was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it was great. The one thing, the one complaint that I'm gonna have about NXT, and correct me on this if you feel differently, but okay. Speaking of face-on-face matches, Bayley versus Asuka.
Yeah.
Now look, I'm glad Asuka has the championship. She freaking deserves it, and so does Bayley. I don't know about that finish because they had Bayley unable to continue, and that I think is like the worst decision they could have made. Because certain matches, it's worked. Like, I know people bring this example up a lot. But Stone Cold versus Hitman, whenever Austin instead of tapping out, he passed out. That's great, but they also did that at the last Takeover in Bayley's match versus Nia Jax.
I thought Nia Jax tapped out.
No, Nia Jax passed out. She didn't even. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It kind of takes away her monstrous role.
Yeah.
If she passed out to Bayley. No offense to Bayley, I love you, Bayley, but dude, like seriously, her gimmick is she's a little girl.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, Nia Jax passed out quicker than me at Thanksgiving dinner. It was ridiculous.
Oh shit. But I don't, and okay, the thing with Asuka versus Bayley, they kind of got the shit end of the poll because they were just following like Shinsuke versus Sammy. Yeah. And the crowd was just like, they're exhausted, I'm exhausted, we want to get into the match, we want to have fun, but we're just like, we're tired. I'm pretty sure they had a really great match. It was just, we're just exhausted from the last the last Epic we had just watched. So again, I like Asuka, but you know me. I love my Bayley.
Because you are a hugger.
I am very much a hugger. I'm excited for the next match. Hopefully they'll get a better. Hopefully there'll be a cool down match before, like between.
Yeah, definitely like Apollo Crews versus like the one dude with the guitar that I forget his name.
Oh, the Drifter. That was taped. Yeah. That was on the same show, but it was taped for a later show.
Oh, so freaking weird. He to me he just looks like homeless Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, essentially, more buff.
Exactly.
And he got goth.
Yeah, and also due to recent events with NXT, we saw the championship actually change hands, not at Takeover Dallas, but at a house show in middle of nowhere.
In the middle of Bumfuck, Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Is that what
okay. Yeah, okay. Here's my issue with that. This entire podcast is going to be me complaining, so sorry, casual viewer who's just listening. But, okay. Takeover, what was it? Brooklyn was Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor. Phenomenal match. Then we had them at Takeover Dallas. Great match. These two never cease to amaze me. But then why would you do it at a freaking house show?
Because I thought it was going to play into the... I thought they were going to do a thing where they play into, Finn's going to be debuting with the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that.
Because God knows WWE never gets us what we want.
But have you seen the replays of that where like the crowd they're losing their fucking mind because you don't expect it. I wouldn't expect it. Nobody expected it.
I would never expect a major title to change at a house show unless it was just really bad.
Unless you're Kevin Nash in 1995.
Ooh. But what I thought that they were gonna do with it was have was maybe do some type of spin to where it's like, oh, Balor can only perform whenever the cameras were on, or make some type of storyline out of it. But instead they're like, nah, Balor's good.
Yeah, no, he's returning. I watched NXT this past Wednesday, and he's like, oh, he's returning next week. Like, he was technically gone for a quote-unquote month. Or not a month, 2 weeks? What was it?
Yeah, about that. I don't know. It's just really, really weird.
I don't know. I like that match, but it could have been better. But the thing with, like, the blood loss, let's talk about that.
Okay.
People were, like, chanting in the crowd, fuck PG. I don't think it's a PG issue that they had to keep stopping the match. The dude was losing a lot of fucking blood. If you lose a lot of blood, you're going to get woozy and sick and fucking pass out.
Wait, was this in the house show match?
No, this was at Dallas.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Like, he's losing a shitload of blood. Like, that's not good, whether it's PG or not.
I mean, whatever your views on the PG era of wrestling may be, at the end of the day, if a performer is losing too much blood, that is an issue, whether it be blading or whether it be a cut by accident or whether they gas their head open by accident. At the end of the day, if a wrestler is losing too much blood and cannot perform, then it is not safe. And frankly, I don't want to watch someone pass out due to blood loss on screen. That's not entertainment.
No. So that's really NXT Dallas. A lot of fucking fun. Again, NXT can really do no wrong. What can you say about NXT shows, you know? And then moving on to WrestleMania 32.
Oh boy.
I like to call it the Swerve pay-per-view. Only because every outcome that would make sense, they did the exact opposite.
Yeah, because they were like, oh, hey, look at what could be, and now we're in a fucking ditch.
Yeah. And they projected it was 101,000 people, whatever the actual numbers was, like 94,000.
Is that including the homeless people taking a shit on the side of the building?
Possibly.
Because I feel like they pretty much counted that and his shit as a person.
Yeah. But no, it was like actually 94,000 people.
Which still amazing.
And it was legitimately a record-breaking number, but why fucking bump it up to 7,000? You know what I mean? Whatever. Anyway, so there was an issue with getting people into the actual building, I guess.
Yeah, because their ticket readers weren't working or something?
Yeah. So, like, literally, I think half the building was empty when the pre-show matches started.
Yeah, it was very strangely empty.
Speaking of, let's talk about the WrestleMania party we had going on.
Oh, yes, the WrestleMania party, to where the biggest bump of the night was me bumping my shin against your coffee table while trying to take a bite into a hamburger.
It was a pretty nice party. We had a lot of people over. It was
yeah, it was very much interesting trying to explain to people how wrestling was, and especially whenever the New Day came out with their Super Saiyan outfits out of the box of Bootios, that had to be the highlight.
That was definitely there because the thing was, like, how many people were there? It was like 5 people.
Yeah, there was like 5 of us, including
5
you
or 6.
and me.
Yeah, so only the 2 of us really knew what the fuck was going on.
Everybody else was like, why?
It was just 2 friends that had never watched wrestling, I think, before, and our friend John.
who watched wrestling when he was like a kid.
Like it was an attitude era of wrestling.
Yeah.
Like that's when he watched it, and he had to leave halfway through to watch fucking The Walking Dead.
To watch that Walking Dead finale. How stupid do you feel now, John? How stupid do you feel now?
I remember seeing him in class, and he was just really upset. Like I left something really fun for this shit. I'm like, that's your own fucking fault. So.
All right. Well, I have a few gripes with WrestleMania because you know what? I'm here. I'm hype. My hands are clapping because you know what? I'm really pissed. You want to know why?
Why?
One. Why the hell does Brie Bella win with that yes lock? Is it because her husband's retired? Probably.
And because she's about to retire as well.
And because she's about to retire as well. Also, Ryback and Kalisto. Why did that matter? Like literally at all?
I don't know. They were doing the whole thing of like, oh, Kalisto's small, Ryback's big, and
they've done that so many times. He's basically turned him into another Rey Mysterio. Stop doing that.
I mean, yeah, they tried to do that with Sin Cara, see how the fuck that turned out. And then...
Botch Central.
Yeah, dude, oh my god, fucking... I will say this, Kalisto to me is fucking gold. He's phenomenal.
Oh yeah, he's great.
He got, like, the last two Ryback matches were fucking good. I hate Ryback.
Yeah.
They're pretty fucking solid and good, like,
also,
especially this last one.
Why are these championship matches being put on the pre-show? I don't understand that.
I don't fucking know. So we can make way for The Rock beating Eric Rowan in 6 seconds.
6 seconds. And also, as I'm looking down your list here, we see the Usos versus the Dudleys. The Usos are following in the track of their quote-unquote cousin, Roman Reigns, in the sense of they just get booed out of the building.
They get booed because they associate... I know it's, oh, they're family. I get that shit, but at the same time, it's like... You're getting booed because you're associating yourself with the guy who's getting booed.
And I mean, legitimately, I still don't know which one's Jay and which one's Jimmy.
I don't think they do. They just kind of like switch off wives or something. I don't know.
They're like, fuck it. Like, I'll go to your house, you go to mine, and we'll figure it out from there.
How shitty must the Dudleys feel after coming back? They're getting their... Well, okay, well, I don't get why people... Here's an interesting thought. When Chris Jericho loses to a younger talent, that's putting them over, right? But when the Dudleys lose to younger talent, it's called, I think they're being considered as jobbers. I think the difference is that the Dudleys are full-timers, where Jericho is sometimes part-timer.
Well, and then also look at who they've lost to. They've lost to the Wyatt family, they've lost to the New Day, and while at the beginning it was putting them over, they still don't have that edge. Like, I remember it was one Raw after a pay-per-view. It wasn't WrestleMania. I think it was after Fastlane, and they had a 4-on-4 Tornado Tag Extreme Rules match. And that is great because they had Rhino and Tommy Dreamer with the Dudley Boys, my ECW wet dream, and they lose. Look, when it's your match, you freaking win. You are not Mick Foley into where you can lose a hardcore match at WrestleMania, but then again, that was a different scenario.
Yeah. Again, like then they're relegated to the pre-show. You know what I mean? After all the years of dedication or whatever they're putting the pre-show, but where would you have put them in the actual like main card?
I seriously have no idea. I only see them on the roster to promote younger talent, which is fine. But like when you look at Chris Jericho still gets wins over guys.
True.
There has to be some type of challenge there, because if it isn't, then what the hell are we doing?
How long do you think they're going to be around for?
Oh God, I can see them. I see them leaving before next WrestleMania. At least.
You think so?
Maybe after SummerSlam of 2016.
We'll see. And so the show starts with the ladder match of Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, Stardust, The Miz, Sin Cara, and Zack Ryder for the IC Championship.
Which, by the way, I never wanted Stardust to win a match so damn bad. He came out with the polka dots doing a tribute to his dad.
They had that polka dot ladder.
And whenever I saw him like in the polka dot suit, I was like, okay, cool, he's doing tribute to his dad. He brought out his ladder. I was holding back my one manly tear because you saw it in his face, and like the way he just started hitting people with it, I was like, I never wanted Stardust to win so much in my life.
Speaking of, you know how Cody Rhodes hates tattoos?
Yes.
He has a tattoo on his chest that says "Dream."
Oh my God.
That seems like the dumbest white girl tattoo, but when you know, you know.
It's kind of like getting the infinity symbol made out of birds and the word that says whatever.
So Zack Ryder fucking won.
Yeah, which I totally didn't see coming, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn got murdered.
Dude, Kevin Owens is dead. I think they've been wrestling a ghost. That man got
seriously
half Nelson suplex onto a ladder.
Onto a ladder, and then we see Sami Zayn, like he became part of the ladder But then also, so Ryder wins. I am all in favor for Zack Ryder winning because the dude deserves it. Even though his
5 years ago, man.
5 years ago, and he's well overdue for it. 5 years overdue, but he's still overdue for it. And then his dad joined him in the ring because we've all known Zack Ryder's dad.
We know he has a dad.
It's Zack Ryder's dad. And then he loses it the next night to The Miz. And then also, he never gets his title reshot.
He did. He got it on SmackDown, but then he lost it. And then that was it.
If it happened on SmackDown, it doesn't count, Alex. You already know this.
And then he was on NXT all smiles like nothing happened. Like, yeah, that's whatever I had. And that's so fucking weird.
I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, look, you put this belt on me and then you have me lose it the next day and then there's no feud after that? That is so dumb.
And I've been saying for a while since like this ladder match was announced, like it should have been just a one-on-one Sammy versus Kevin.
That would have been great.
That would have been a lot better.
But then we had to wait till Payback to where nothing was on the line besides these two hate each other.
Yeah. And then we have Chris Jericho and AJ Styles.
Which, by the way, out of all their matches, this was, I believe, the best one.
I think it was I liked their Fastlane match.
Yeah.
A little bit better than this one.
A little bit. Also, so before this, since you have the WWE Network $9.99,
actually $10.69 after taxes.
$10.69 after taxes. They need to put that on the flag. But after seeing highlights, I've noticed Jericho is super close to being super botchy lately.
Dude, he almost murdered AJ.
Yeah,
a lot.
He legit did. And then the way this match ended, I could tell it was the ending, but they didn't do it right because AJ was going for the phenomenal the phenomenal forearm, and then Jericho reverses it into a code breaker, and it was like a half code breaker that like his body like forgot how to move for a minute, and then he just ended up shoving his head into his thigh, and it was fucking weird.
But that's so weird. Why? And okay, fucking AJ Styles loses at WrestleMania and he gets a title shot next month. Why did he lose then?
Because Vince hates TNA and AJ makes
and because
money.
They wanted to fucking swerve us because that's okay. Jericho loses younger talent. Oh, we know he's gonna lose. No, he wins this time. Why?
Because Vince hates TNA. That's why. The entire thing is that Vince
is that why they
TNA.
had him kick out of the Styles Clash all those fucking times?
Yep, basically. And you know what's sad is that they know AJ Styles is gonna bring money in. But yet they allow Vince to make these horrible business choices.
Yeah. And so we had the League of Booty. League of Booty versus the New Day. And the New Day had my new fucking favorite entrance of all fucking time. Fuck you, the Brood.
Yeah,
we got
really.
fucking... We have the fucking New Day coming out a box of Bootios, which surprised the shit out of our guests at the WrestleMania party. They had no idea what the fuck was happening.
Yeah, no, and we didn't explain it. All we saw were men dressed up as Super Saiyans.
We couldn't explain it to ourselves. How the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. You can't even explain it to yourself. Which, by the way, I've been seeing boxes of Bootios all over online, and I want to know how to get them because people are buying them, people are getting them. WWE, hook us up. #spons.
Jesus Christ! I don't want to be sponsored by WWE.
I would love to.
I'm gonna have fucking Vince's in my ears screaming at me, telling me what to say.
Dude, I would love that. I would freaking love that. And so then I could passively aggressively be like, oh yeah, because you know Roman Reigns is the best babyface in the company, man.
He's so fucking strong. Anyway, the New Day lost, which was kind of fucking stupid.
Yeah, which is weird. And then the League of Nations like whipped their dicks out and they were like, no one can beat us, or I don't know whose fucking accent that was.
I think that was Wade Barrett's, but he never talks, which is fucked up because like Wade Barrett's the best talker in the League of Nations and he never fucking talks. Exactly.
The rest of them just kind of sound like a weird version of Siri that comes on after I drop my phone into like a thing of milk.
Okay, that was weirdly specific. You want to talk to me about that?
Like I do weird shit with milk in my phones, man. But then they're like, oh, no 3 men can beat us. Which, by the way, there's 4 of you in case you can't count. And then
3 random dudes came out and beat you.
3 random legends came out. Okay, it's Texas. I get why HBK's there. I get why Stone Cold's there, but Mick Foley. Now, I love Mick Foley. I'm a Mick Foley guy, but why the fuck was he there?
Because he was on the Stone Cold podcast during WrestleMania weekend to talk about his new reality TV show with his hot daughter, who's kind of a ditz.
All I heard was hot daughter.
Dude, his daughter is pretty... I have no idea how the hell that person came out of Mick Foley, but she's very beautiful, and she's kind of a ditz.
I have to wonder, does if she has... if she has a boyfriend or...
She does. Do you know of a fellow called Frank the Clown?
I do.
She is dating Frank the Clown.
That man deserves a round of applause, which...
I've loved Frank for years because every time I went to an event in Chicago, there he was.
But, I mean, to be frankly honest, like, I have to know, does he want her to put on the Mankind mask whenever they're, getting down to business?
I would.
So, anyway, they basically just squash them, and then Xavier Woods starts twerking on Stone Cold, and then Stone Cold rightfully stunners him like a son of a bitch.
Who gets over?
No one.
And then that was the WrestleMania where no one got over.
And no one ever got over again. The end. And then next, we have the Brock and Dean match, which
was no holds barred street fight.
Okay, we have these vignettes of him with the chainsaw and the barbed wire bat and etc.
Did he ever use any of those?
No, he didn't. He never used it, which is the biggest cock tease ever.
And my cock has been teased before.
Yes, it's like my nerd wrestling body was like, I am ready to watch Brock take a barbed wire bat to the face, and he never did.
I was hoping for the spot where Dean's was about to cut him in half with the chainsaw, and then he stops it with his bare hand. That'd been cool.
That would have been amazing.
Or he catches it with his teeth because he's Brock Lesnar.
Because he's Brock Lesnar and he eats pain and shits fear.
That is true. I've seen him do it.
Exactly.
But that match was really underwhelming, honestly.
Yeah, like the best spot wasn't even really a spot. It was like Dean threw a bunch of chairs into the ring, and then Brock did an F5, which, by the way...
He missed?
He missed.
No, it was a German.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was a German. And then, weeks before, Dean had been kicking out F5s, like, I could take the punishment. He takes one German suplex, or like an F5 on chairs, and that does it?
I don't the thing I've been noticing about these shows, leaking into Payback we'll be doing in a sec, is they're doing a thing now, which I'm loving, is instead of kicking out of finishers like 6 times, they're reversing them, which I think is pretty cool.
You just said Payback, and that made me sad.
We'll get there, Grant. We'll get there.
Because I wish it was Payback.
We'll get there, Grant. And then we go into the triple threat women's match. The women's match. We're done with divas. That's very exciting.
Yes, I'm so happy with that. By the way, match of the night. This
that was fucking phenomenal.
The match of the night. You want to talk about your BS Divas Revolution? Here it is, front and center. Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks. Which, by the way, I did not know Sasha Banks and Snoop Dogg were cousins.
You didn't know that?
No, and not WWE cousins, like actual cousins.
Not The Rock, Roman Reigns' cousin, like real cousins, like by blood.
Speaking of blood, Snoop Dogg was great.
Dude, oh my god, like they made a star in one night with Sasha Banks. She'd be the most like number 1 star in the company right now if she had won the title. But Charlotte retained, which is dumb. Where Becky Lynch got or Ric Flair got his comeuppance when Becky like dove on him.
Yeah, finally.
We're finally done with Ric Flair, whatever. And then Sasha's gonna win because Sasha Banks is the fucking boss. And no, we have a finish where I think Charlotte has Becky in the figure 8, and then Rick pulls
Sasha away out, so then Becky can tap.
Yeah, God, it's so like Sasha should have won that match. I love Charlotte. Don't get me wrong. I love all 3 of these women.
Yeah,
Sasha Banks should have won that match.
Sasha should have won, or I would have settled for Becky because Becky is my second wife.
Yes.
Right after Paige. If Paige tells me no, Paige, if you're listening, call me.
You can contact him out on our Twitter feed at Bpoint5 Gaming.
Which, by the way, I'll get to the Twitter in a second because something really awesome happened with the Bpoint5 Twitter. But anyway, like literally anything else could have happened. And then whenever we talk about Payback, like I don't see what the point in this anymore is. It just seems like the Divas are just building off legends like WWE was like a year ago.
I don't know. And then we got to The Undertaker versus Shane McMahon for control
pointless.
For control of Monday Night Raw, which you'd think would be a pretty fucking huge stipulation that you'd put on your main event.
But no, because that would make too much sense.
What if Shane won and he's in control of Raw and the Authority is like out later? Would that have not been awkward?
Yeah, or like Vince McMahon could have came down to the ring, or literally anything else could have happened besides Shane McMahon making it rain his face on money, and then him deciding to fucking jump from the cell.
Tell me anything else that happened besides Shane jumping off the cell.
He did a lot of his weird punching, and he did a lot of He did a lot of the come on with the hands movement that I see a lot of in Brooklyn films, which I didn't know was a thing until now that people still did.
Yeah. That match was 30 minutes. That's all you remember from it?
Oh, God. It was 30 minutes?
Yep. And here's the thing. That match there was no emotion to it. I didn't feel anything. Because, dude, they booked themselves into a corner. That entire program, they booked themselves into a corner. What can you fucking do with that?
Yeah, and then the next night they're like, Shane gets Raw anyway.
Yeah, just fuck it, whatever. And, okay, the thing was like, what if, here's what I think should have happened. What if, because remember at one point Undertaker said your son's blood will be on your hands, and Vince's like, whatever, I don't care. What if Undertaker's beating Shane so viciously, like he's bleeding profusely, whatever, they allowed this blood one time or whatever, he's being just bloodied, and then Vince comes out and says, okay, Undertaker, just stop, all right, and then he carries out fucking Shane, and then Undertaker attacks both Vince and Shane.
That would have been great because Vince literally called Undertaker his bitch, and then Undertaker was just like, "I'm not your bitch. You're my bitch." Okay.
And then he kind of was his bitch at the end.
And then he was his bitch all at the end of it. It was the most pointless match. It could have been so much greater than it was.
Mm-hmm. Who were you supposed to cheer for?
I cheered for Linda McMahon.
Linda McMahon,
because she had to comfort his kids whenever they're like, "Daddy's dead."
Why the fuck would you bring your kids to that?
That's like bringing, like, look, if you do drugs, that's your own prerogative. I'm not gonna judge, but I'm not gonna be around you. But that's like bringing your kids to like a crack den. They're like, "Oh, Daddy's just gonna smoke some rock."
They were at NXT Dallas. They were also chanting "fuck PG" when that was happening. That was hilarious. And then it's oh my god, and nothing. It was just pointless. This WrestleMania was essentially pointless. Yeah. It didn't count. That's why they didn't put the number, because it doesn't count.
Yeah, exactly. And then right after the Shane and Undertaker match, a match that actually I was a big fan of. Besides two things,
the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Baron Corbin winning was so much better than just seeing like, oh, it's Big Show.
I actually kind of expected Mark Henry to win because I think it's his last WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think
which I would have been fine with, but I'm actually very glad that Baron Corbin won. I like Baron Corbin a lot.
Yeah, but I have two questions. One, who was that one really old dude that was in the match?
There were two really old dudes in that match.
Okay, besides DDP, the other one.
Tatanka.
Who did Tatanka do a favor for?
Everyone was injured. That was his favor.
Solid point.
He took everybody out.
And I was so happy DDP was there, which, by the way, WWE, listen to your fans. Whenever Damien Sandow just hopped in front of Big Show and another gentleman I'll talk about here in a second, when you hear that pop, that's your bank account busting when you put him over. You just have to pull the damn trigger.
I think Tatanka's Native American voodoo magic took out all these wrestlers. That's my theory.
Maybe.
And he failed in his quest to win the Memorial Battle Royal.
Maybe. Which, by the way, why the hell was Shaq in the Memorial Battle Royal? Shaq is not from Texas. There's no...
He's a big star. He was in Steel. He was Steel.
Everybody knows that
he was Kazam.
He needs to go out there and just do all the press for all the movies like Kazam and Steel. Go buy that on VHS today.
If he had came down to the ring as Kazam,
I probably would have. I
would have cheered for him. I wanted him to win.
He would have been over his shit.
They have that weird kid with the tooth from the movie. Have you seen what that kid looks like now?
Oh God.
He's straight thuggin'.
Oh really?
Holy shit. Like he's crime time in real life.
Nice.
It's really funny.
So he's just the gang member?
Essentially, yeah. And like, you ever seen Blood In, Blood Out?
Yes.
He's that.
Oh God.
It's fucking weird. Anyway, and then we have The Rock come out. He set his name aflame.
Which, by the way,
was weird.
That took way too damn long. I'm like, okay, what's he doing? Oh, he has a flamethrower. He's putting his name on fire.
I thought it was like one of those firework things.
I was thinking it was a t-shirt gun.
And then he's like, I'm like, oh, there's his name. Oh, the second I saw his name, I'm like, okay, he's setting it on fire.
And then, like, he took forever to be like, oh, here's the number of the event that is.
I'm in Orlando.
Truthfully.
That is why I'm in Orlando. He said it 1,000 times. We should have counted. Speaking of counting, did you hear that they put the number of German suplexes on the big screens?
Really?
Yeah. So they were counting along.
Nice.
Actually, that was a thing throughout the entire event that people were upset about. Was they put things on the TV monitors
to be like, cheer for this
or chant this, cheer for that, and people were getting really upset about that.
Yeah, because you don't tell your crowd how the fuck to feel.
Yeah. And then The Rock's doing the same shit he does every time. Like, again, I want to love The Rock, but dude, mix it up a bit.
Yeah, really. Like, he just does a rock bottom and then calls it a day, and then has the shortest match of WrestleMania history.
So the Wyatts come out. The Wyatts are here.
Because reasons.
Because Bray Wyatt doesn't like anybody. And then The Rock was like, "You probably," he made, I guarantee $100. I don't remember this very well, but I bet he made a Duck Dynasty joke.
Probably. Most likely. And then,
Then you send the fucking redheaded stepchild to fight The Rock.
You sent Eric Rowan, the one member no one cares about.
I would have loved to have sent Braun Strowman in there just so I can see The Rock beat up somebody I really hate.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, God damn it. You're stiffer than me looking at Kim Kardashian.
Damn, dude, that's ew. Keep that shit to yourself, man.
This is the podcast. I have to vent.
And then we had Triple H versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. The booze.
The booze. You know what? This is the one time someone's been booed more in the Dallas Stadium than the Cowboys.
Damn.
Because you just hear the chants of Roman sucks.
And I hate that they're muting them. Stop muting your fucking people, dude.
Exactly. You know what stops crowds chanting like that? Actually putting the right guy over. Like, I don't know, like they had a chance to put Ambrose over.
I couldn't give two shits about this match. It was boring. Holy shit, was this match boring.
But like the highlight, Stephanie McMahon, girl, you were fierce. You were.
You can eat a dick because that event. Oh my god! I was like, dude, Stephanie's so high. Like, no, she's disgusting. I'm like, fuck you, Grant, the entire night.
And then I watched the videos back because I was blinded by my hatred of the booking, and then I was like, actually, Steph's looking pretty fine.
You're a piece of shit for just repeating what I said. How dare you try to make me look like the bad guy here?
Alex, I forgot to tell you, I'm turning heel on the podcast.
Yeah, I've noticed, asshole. I ain't having none of your shit.
I'm turning heel on the podcast, people.
Anyway, Roman Reigns won. Who the fuck? Did anyone be surprised? Was anyone surprised by that? Did anyone lose their shit over the fact that Roman Reigns won?
At this point, I was getting my to-go box.
Yeah. At that point, everyone was like, we're just fucking walking around and doing things. And I even told like the people who were there, like, boo this man, boo the TV, look at the TV and boo.
Everyone boo him now.
It wasn't the worst WrestleMania, but it wasn't. It was great matches, a lot of good matches, just clouded in shitty booking.
It wasn't WrestleMania 27. It wasn't WrestleMania 9, but it was like.
It was better than WrestleMania 27, but it was worse than 28.
True shit.
I will say that because the right guys got over at 28. And now we're gonna talk about not NXT. I'm just thinking about NXT all the fucking time now. It's exciting. We're gonna talk about Payback.
Payback. Yeah.
Why the fuck did Baron Corbin lose on the pre-show?
Because Dolph Ziggler reasons and such.
Dolph Ziggler's been losing for months, and this new guy's gonna be brought up, and we're gonna push him. Nah, we're just fucking beat him.
See, I kind of feel like Dolph Ziggler is like Chris Jericho, to where he puts over younger talent, except he works full time and doesn't get paid enough.
Fucking, wasn't it like Baron Corbin's first pay-per-view match since winning the Battle Royal? Why the fuck would you have him lose? Like, okay, he's on the pre-show, whatever. Just have him fucking win. Now he looks like a fucking dork.
Why are he and Dolph fighting again? I don't even remember.
Because Dolph is small, Baron Corbin is slightly larger.
And also balding. Sorry, I had to say it.
Actually, I kind of like the look because it only works for him.
Yeah, exactly, because he's the
He just looks weirder.
wolf
He just looks weirder, and
yeah.
it's kind of cool. And then Kalisto versus Ryback. Ryback's a piece of shit. Hear me out, because it was Chicago, my hometown. I'm seeing the arena. I'm having these memories. They're all floating back to me. I remember being there for my first pay-per-view was Judgment Day 2009. I was there. Money to Bank 2011 when CM Punk won. I was there. When Kalisto beat Ryback, I was not there because I'm in fucking New Mexico. But hear me out. Ryback doing the CM Punk taunts. Remember, did you see that?
Yeah.
On the stage, he did like the his clobbering time shit, whatever.
Yeah.
People were booing.
That's how you feed a crowd. That's how you feed a crowd.
It upset me, and I was very sad. I was glad to see him lose, and he had those weird weight belt thing he has on.
Yeah.
It said pre-show stopper because he's been on the pre-show two pay-per-views in a row. And I guess he's getting tired of it. Did you see that rant he put on like his Tumblr?
Wait, Ryback has a Tumblr.
Ryback has a Tumblr.
The Ryback has a Tumblr.
Ryan Reeves, the Ryback, the man who literally eats people, has a Tumblr.
Just a small side note, someone posted a picture of Ryback, and they were like, "Oh man, I really missed watching Goldberg." No, stop.
And why did they change his attire? That was the only thing that didn't make him Goldberg, and minus a whole losing thing all the time.
Yeah, seriously.
I guess he's like, I want to win more. I want more championships. They're like, no, we don't have anything for you. And he's like, oh, fuck you guys, and I'm leaving. And then he left.
You know what though? I mean, to be frankly honest, the work he did at this pay-per-view put him.
It was solid.
It was solid, and it made him a believable
That
heel.
was because Kalisto.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Kalisto's having a match next pay-per-view against Rusev, and I bet that will be great because Kalisto.
Because people need to understand that working with certain people, and I'm so fucking brain dead from all the stupidity, I just can't anymore.
And then we had then we got to the main show, which was for the number one contendership for the tag team titles. It was the Vaudevillains versus Enzo and Cass.
Which, holy shit!
Hear me out. Let's go. Let's start from the beginning. Enzo and Cass, huge pop, of course.
Of course.
The Vaudevillains, virtually nothing. Which is surprising because it was Chicago. It's a smarky crowd. But I've been saying the Vaudevillains would not work on the main roster.
Because they're just hipsters.
No, it's just certain gimmicks would just not work on the main roster. I'm surprised Enzo and Cass are being over.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Enzo and Cass. I knew that they would try their hardest, but I'm just surprised they got over. I'm surprised the general audience is gravitating towards these guys.
I think since Kevin Owens debuted with the NXT Championship, more eyes have been on the NXT product.
Which is awesome.
Yeah,
I think that was the whole idea of that. But again, I'm just surprised they're as over as they are. So the New Day were out, which was hilarious. The New Day cut a hilarious promo about, I think...
as they usually do.
Yeah, as they usually do. Xavier was just like, I want to fuck you, Beyonce. And then that was... Basically, you can look it up for yourself. That's basically what he said.
Xavier Woods is Becky with the good hair. For all you people online, Xavier Woods is Becky with the good hair.
And then they're sitting at ringside with beanbags, eating pizza and popcorn. And then the Vaudevillains and Enzo and Cass come out. And then we have the scariest moment of me ever watching wrestling was Simon Gotch, I think, throws Enzo into the ropes. Enzo is supposed to do a baseball slide, I think. Enzo gets caught in the ropes, hits the ropes with his head, and then whiplashes back into the mat and then falls out like a rag doll and passes out. I thought it was a work because Enzo is a rag doll most of the time. That's what he does.
Yeah.
When I especially thought it was a work when Gotch went to grab him by the head and the ref was like, no. And then he put out the X. And then I looked at Enzo and I legitimately thought he was dead. Legitimately, I thought the man was dead.
Yeah, that would be nice.
No, and I remember I was going to text you, but I didn't want to spoil anything, but I was legitimately terrified.
Oh, yeah, no.
I was seeing...
I watched it, and it was like, oh, my God. His head bounced like a basketball. Bam.
Imagine watching it live, because I'm looking at this guy. He's not moving. His eyes are just wide open, and he's not moving at all. I didn't really see... people were saying they saw his... he was breathing, but I didn't see that because of the camera, they like to shake shit.
Yeah.
And I was terrified. You can see you can see all the shit I post on Twitter or whatever. But and it was just like really somber environment, and then they brought out the paramedics and they stretched him out, put him on oxygen, and usually they do like the thumbs up, like, okay guys, I'm good. Nothing. Not even moving a bit.
Yeah.
And then they moved right along, and it was really hard for me to get into the next match, the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match, because I thought I just watched a dude die. I was terrified.
Yeah, seriously. Which, by the way, Kevin Owens is a damn good man for posting that picture to Twitter to be like, yo, Enzo's not dead, guys.
Yeah, Enzo,
you know.
That was fucking... I loved that. That was amazing. And like I said, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn was next. And the first time I watched it, Payback, I couldn't get into it because I was like, I'm looking at Twitter, making sure, like, I'm trying to get updates.
Because you're like, okay, the man is no longer doing good. He's like... about to die. Yeah,
I'm looking up on Facebook, Twitter, trying to get updates. Before the match started, they updated saying Enzo was talking and he's moving his hands, so I was a little bit more relieved. And then I rewatched it earlier today, actually, and it's fucking phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
of course. But like, my thing is like, what are they gonna do next? Because they kind of threw everything out in this one, and they did everything they could. Like, what can they improve on?
Okay, hear me out. A Canadian match to where they wrestle in maple syrup.
You're the problem with WWE right now, Grant.
Yes, I am. Do not hashtag Grant for not WWE creative.
Hashtag Grant and just stay in school. How about that?
I would stay in school, but I mean, I've just been watching WrestleMania 30 on repeat for the past 2 years. So
if you haven't seen it, match of the night. Obviously, just go watch it. Stop listening to the podcast and just go watch it.
yeah, because you know what, Owens and Zayn always put on phenomenal work, no matter what it is.
Yeah. Then after Kevin Owens won clean.
Yeah,
And I was saying earlier, like instead of like kicking out of moves, they're reversing them, and then Kevin Owens hit the pop-up powerbomb and pinned him clean, which was surprising.
Yeah,
and then he attacked Sammy afterwards, and he's like, okay. He even said it on the mic. I won clean. This guy can fuck off now. You know what? Is the IC title match next? I'm going on commentary. And he was fucking awesome in commentary. Replace all three of those dumbasses. Replace him with Corey Graves and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I've been missing a good heel since CM Punk left. And I think Kevin Owens is starting to become that heel.
He's a dick. And it's awesome.
Exactly. I want to hate you, but at the same time, I know if I were to meet you one-on-one, I'd probably go grab a beer with you. And also if I was of age.
Yeah, don't, dude. You're gonna fucking put yourself in jail from this shit.
I know. I'm sorry.
Anyway, just go see. And then we had The Miz with Maurice versus Cesaro for the IC Championship. And Cesaro, when did he start doing the James Bond thing?
I have no idea.
Is that when he came back?
What does being Swedish have to do with James Bond?
I think it's because he has glasses.
Maybe because he rips off a suit. Who frankly knows? But one thing I didn't know was that Miz and Maurice are married in real life.
You didn't know that?
By the way, good for you, man.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
They've been married for years.
Okay, it hasn't been for years.
It's been years.
It has not been years.
Do you want to look it up?
Look it up on that Wikipedia shit right now.
All right.
I swear to God. But while he's doing that, you know what's the craziest thing is, like, I remember on the Stone Cold podcast, the one where he addresses the whole CM Punk firing on the wedding day scenario. They talk about Cesaro. He's like, he's not going to be over with American fans because he's not American. Half of your roster isn't American, and look how great they're doing.
That much is true. Fucking the biggest superstars right now are fucking Canadians.
Exactly.
And they just brought the fucking house down.
Yeah, really. And you know what? Cesaro's going to be great. Just, hey, how about you make him a real wrestler? Stop giving him shitty Rue 21 clothing with bad headphones because reasons.
They've been married since 2014.
See, so it hasn't been.
Has it been more than 1 year?
It has been more than 1 year, but you were talking about like they've been married in this game a minute, like it was about to be their diamond anniversary or something.
Is it more than 1 year?
It is more than 1 year.
Then I would classify it as years with an S.
But the way you inflected it was like they were married for like 100 years.
Fuck the inflection, dude. I just stated the truth in a weird way. And this match was as good as you can get with The Miz and Cesaro. I love Cesaro, seeing him do the alleged 20 swing.
Yeah.
The crowd needs to learn how to fucking count.
Yeah, seriously.
They count in like order of how they usually count, like 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, why don't just wait when he starts the rotation, and then when he gets to that point in the rotation, count 1. When he does the start and then goes to that point in the rotation, count 2. It's that fucking easy. It's pretty fucking easy to count rotations. Do you see a fucking grandfather clock, and when it gets to like 12:15, like it's 1 o'clock, guys, we gotta fucking get going. Fucking idiots. Anyway, so The Miz and so okay, Kevin and then Sam. Okay, Kevin,
what the hell was that?
I'm just fucking tired of how shitty these guys can count. It's just pissing me off, man. Just fucking learn how to count.
I'm waiting for one day to where Brock Lesnar starts suplexing, and I hear 1, then he does another one. 5.
That's what I'm gonna fucking do, just to piss. If I see Cesaro on a card, and then if they're counting that stupid shit counting, I'm like, okay, fine. If you want to act like that, and Brock Lesnar comes out and he does 1 German suplex, I'm gonna go 6.
Purple banana. Bush did 9/11.
What?
Get this mic away from me right now. I swear to God.
And then so fucking Sami Zayn comes out and then attacks Kevin Owens out of bumfuck nowhere. And then they spill into the ring. Cesaro has, I think, Miz in a crossface, and then Miz is tapping out, but the ref can't see it because he's distracted by Kevin Owens.
Fucking Zayn and Owens.
And then so the Miz rolls him up, and then he pins him, and we're leading into a Fatal 4-Way match. It's really weird where singles matches lead into a Fatal 4-Way, so it's the other way around.
Yeah, seriously, but I mean, this is actually a Intercontinental Championship. I'm really excited to see.
I'd rather it had been the triple threat with minus the Miz. What are you adding to a match by inserting the Miz into it?
Someone to kick, someone to beat up, a jobber.
I don't fucking know. Someone to have a hot chick around. Anyway,
we need more estrogen.
And then later is Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho. Fucking Dean Ambrose finally won on a pay-per-view. Holy shit.
Finally winning on a pay-per-view and Jericho finally putting someone over. I think it's because Dean's never even heard of the letters TNA.
He was in CZW.
Still not TNA.
It's a bit fucking crazier than TNA.
True, but still not TNA because God knows TNA's doing great right now.
Yeah,
TNA's just doing amazing working out of their fucking warehouse.
It's just Dixie Carter's backyard. Anyway, and they take this time to show all of the announcers. All of them? All of them.
All of them.
Like the German announce team, the Brazilian announce team, the French announce team, the Latin announce team.
The Latin, the Klingon announce team.
The fucking dead language.
The sign language announce team.
Which is, I assume, redundant. I don't... They're getting paid. They're getting paid. Whatever.
I just thought of JBL signing Maggle
Maggle.
over and over again.
Maggle.
Maggle.
Anyway, so they took the time to update us on Enzo. He's undergoing testing his arm, and he's still moving his arms and legs, and he's talking to people, which relieved me a bit more. Dean won with a struggling Dirty Deeds, which is a weird finish because usually when they struggle a move, they usually just don't do it, and then they do shit, and then they do it later.
Yeah, really.
This time he was struggling, and then he hit it. Which is surprising and kind of cool.
Which is strange. I wouldn't think a Dirty Deeds would be that hard to hit on a magician's dad like just Chris Jericho is.
True, and this match wasn't anything special. It was an above average Raw match.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
No. And then AJ Styles was interviewed about Gallows and Anderson. He goes, nah, they're not with me, even though we're friends. And that was it. And then fucking the Women's Championship match with Charlotte and Natalya. Natty by nature. She was fucking amazing.
Natalie.
Dude, she's my babe. She's my babe.
I mean, yes, but whenever I see her, I just think of the Bret Hart shades on her, and then I think of a blonde Bret Hart, and then I just can't.
I was in the middle of tweeting for the live results tweeting thing I do now. Natty is fucking gold because her and Charlotte have been having amazing matches lately.
Oh yes, definitely.
And as I was doing that, they did the Montreal Screwjob finish in 2016.
See, this is what I'm talking about. About how they're using legends to build up newer talents, fine. But where you're literally copy-paste. No, that's so freaking dumb.
It's in fucking Chicago. Not even in Montreal or Canada.
Exactly. Do it in Canada.
Why the fuck? Is it because Bret Hart's out there?
You might as well have done the CM Punk finish and have Charlotte walk through the crowd and be like, "Fuck all of you, I'm leaving."
Yeah, it's just it was a great match with just the shittiest of shit finishes for no reason. Made me sad. I wanted to cry because I love the match so much. Anyway, they did the double sharpshooter on the flares, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Sex with Natalya. I love you, Natalya, but you need. And then fucking Vince McMahon comes out to do the whole who's the Raw decision, and here is where the best moment happened in all of Payback. Bpoint5 got a little bit more famous because Vince is coming out, right?
Yes.
And immediately, what does Chicago do? CM Punk chants.
CM Punk for.
And at this point, Vince is just cheerleading for the CM Punk chants, which was kind of funny. And then he's talking about whatever the fuck, and nobody cares because CM Punk chants. And then he brings out Stephanie, and she's talking about all these things the Authority has done, the WWE Network. We brought in all these new superstars, and we injured all these guys. Wait, don't mention that. And then we did all this cool shit. And then she brings up the whole Shane McMahon loss at WrestleMania. So why the fuck is he in charge of Raw right now?
That no one's ever addressed. Period.
And then Shane comes out and he goes, "Look at all these news articles and whatever." And that's when I tweeted out, #Raw decision. I'm waiting for them to accidentally show something from @Kayfabe News. And I turned off my phone and opened it to tweet something. And then I see Kayfabe News had retweeted our tweet. And then we got all these likes and retweets. And that is as famous as we're ever going to fucking get.
Exactly.
So
Thank you.
We're going to ride that. Thank you, @Kayfabe News.
We should start having I'm a Kayfabe guy shirt.
Yeah. We're just going to ride that fucking storm. And thank you so much for making us famous for 5 seconds.
Yes, thank you so much.
And then fucking Shane McMahon standing in the middle of the ring doing bump fuck nothing gets the "You still got it" chant. Is it that easy?
What does he have? What did he have in the first place?
He has the ability to jump off really high things.
And also get put through unbreakable glass.
Yes, and he still got it.
Whatever it is, he has it.
And then the whole thing's okay, he's deciding who's gonna run Raw. And they're both saying, well, these last two people are shit for our shit product, which is really breaking the fourth wall in the sense like you're calling your own product shit. You recognize that, but you're not going to do anything about it. Anyway, and so like Vince is like, we're going to make you both in charge of Raw. And the crowd was just like,
okay.
There weren't any cheers or boos. It was just like, you're doing this shit. That's cool. It's like you're dating somebody and they've been shitty for a while, and then you're just like, whatever. I'm just used to it at this point. It's fine. And then we got the championship matches, fucking Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles, and it was fucking awesome because AJ Styles made Roman Reigns look like $1 million fucking dollars.
I know, right? Like, finally they pair Roman Reigns with someone that is going to complement his style.
And how the fuck are you going to cheer AJ Styles? Because why would you boo the whole... It's like Big Show and Daniel Bryan when Daniel Bryan was a heel and Big Show was a face. Why would it make sense for you to boo the little guy going up against a huge guy?
I think that they saw what the last face versus face thing that happened with NXT, and they were like, hey, you know what, let's try it. People like AJ Styles, man.
Here's the thing with that. Apparently, after Raw goes off the air on pay-per-views, Roman Reigns talks shit to the crowd.
I would pay... No, fuck the pay-per-view. I want to pay to see that. I want to pay to see Roman Reigns talk shit to the crowd.
Dude, I don't fucking... Just make him a heel already. At this point,
Just do it.
Is he by proxy going against AJ Styles? Is he already a heel by proxy?
I would assume so, yes.
Anyway, the match was... I really liked it. And Roman Reigns looks like a fucking dork because he lost twice. Because the first time he was outside near the announce table. He wasn't on it. He was near it. AJ does the phenomenal forearm to him through the table, and he's trying to fucking load this dead-ass body into the ring. The ref's at 8, and he runs into the ring like, at least I can win by count out. I'm not going to fucking lose by double count out. And he's like, okay, AJ won by count out, but Roman's still the champion. Shane comes out and goes, that's how it would have ended in the old era, but not here. No, they restarted matches all the time in the old era. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
What old era of like a month ago?
Here's my... Okay, also, let me go back. Let me backtrack a bit. In the beginning of the pay-per-view, they're saying, we're in the new era. Which is weird because when a new era is happening, you don't announce it's a new era. It just kind of happens.
New eras happen naturally. You can't force new eras to happen.
Yeah, and so they restart the match, and then Roman Reigns accidentally hits AJ in the balls, so he gets DQ'd. So that's his second loss of the night. AJ won. And then Steph comes out and goes, my brother's an idiot, so this match is no DQ. So it's no DQ, no count out. And then AJ hits the phenomenal forearm, and then he goes to 1-2, and Roman gets his foot in the ropes. And how the fuck is there a rope break in a no DQ match?
No fucking idea. This entire match reminded me of like you posting something positive on Facebook and someone just starts shit talking you. It's like it started out promising and then it was just like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't fucking... And then the Bullet Club came out, and then they attacked Roman, but unbeknownst to AJ, he didn't see the attack. So is he with him or is he not? We'll never know. We'll know in a bit. And then,
we're gonna find out.
And then the Usos came out, roundly booed because they're associating themselves with Roman. And then Roman, he hits AJ with the spear, and he wins, and then everyone's happy except nobody's happy. And then how they end their pay-per-view with the fucking backstage segment between the McMahons. Because that's how we need to end all pay-per-views from now on. Just have a backstage segment. Could they have not waited? Because they couldn't... Essentially, this backstage segment was just them announcing that the next pay-per-view main event will be AJ versus Roman in an Extreme Rules match. Couldn't you have waited 24 hours to say that on Raw?
Yeah, really. You seriously could have waited. There's no... talk about showing your hand. Seriously.
Anyway, this wasn't... It was, again, solid wrestling.
Very solid.
Very
Amazing
solid.
wrestling.
Marred by just not very excellent booking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what WWE's creative's doing, but they're literally just... I feel like they're just sitting on their ass, and they're just like, let's kind of tease them with this, but not really do it.
I've been saying this a lot. Like, it's just... I want to enjoy it. The only reason why I keep watching, or even reason why I have the network, is because of NXT.
Yeah, really.
If NXT wasn't a thing, I wouldn't be watching anymore, honestly.
WWE right now reminds me of my last really bad relationship. I'm just sticking it out till it gets better.
And then, hopefully it does. Probably won't.
It probably won't, and then she'll steal all my money.
Damn, dude. Want to talk about it? Fuck.
Well, since we're on the podcast.
Dude, 2016 is showing to be a really shitty year.
I'm just waiting for Seth Rollins to return so I can be happy again.
He's coming back face, of course. He has to.
Of course, and he's pedigreeing Triple H through a fucking announce table.
Well, sorry we have been out for a while, out of commission from doing the Bpoint5 Wrestling Defenders podcast, but we've been doing shit. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, really, we be making them movies, son.
Making them movies. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back. We're going to be doing some new different programmings. I'm going to be doing a solo NXT review every Wednesday. And every month before our pay-per-view, Grant will be doing wrestling predictions for the next pay-per-view. So we're going to hope those go over well. And we'll see you next time. Later, guys.
Later, guys.